Hi guys, this video is going to be a response to a question which I frequently get asked, or maybe if you are curious what sort of drawing supplies or materials that I use. And for my pencils, I stick to the three basic brands which you'll probably find at most art stores. So if you go to an art store and you're looking to buy pencils, these are probably the brands you're going to see. And I recommend using these brands. I've used them for many years, and you can either buy them individually or they come in a set, usually in a tin. And drawing pencils and graphite pencils are based on a continuum from lightest to darkest, H being the lightest and 9H to H, and these are really hard lead and they're going to last you a long time, and you probably won't need to go out and buy a whole set of H pencils. 1 or 2 or 3 is fine. They're really for technical precision drawing, but these are going to be great for outlining and areas like the hair or the eye, sketching. And your B pencils are your darkest pencils, and 9B being the darkest, and they stand for blackness. And your B pencils you're going to find yourself often having to replace because the lead is a lot softer, and you're going to have to sharpen these more often. So get a set of these. These are the pencils that you're going to be using the most. And something that's optional is lead pencils, but these are really going to come in handy for areas like the hair, the eyelashes, the eyebrows. They work well for really precise, detailed lines. And I get two, one for my H pencil, my H lead, and one for my B lead. And something that is another optional is lead holder, and this is just going to cover a wide range of motion. Works great on stuff like the hair, and these are sort of expensive, so they're optional, and you have to replace them with different classifications of lead. And these right here are woodless graphite, and these work well for people who are sort of keen on going really dark and like a lot of contrast, and they often run out of their 8Bs and 9Bs, so people like me. So I often buy these pencils just because they last longer than wood pencils, and it's a lot more graphite at your hands. And this is just my accumulation of pencils right now. Got a lot of them, all different brands, and after a while you're going to want to buy some other more exotic brands. Now you're going to also have to look into getting a blending tool, and your blending tool, you can either use a tortillon or a blending stump or tissue paper. And these are blending stumps right here, and they're just tightly wrapped paper, probably the most commonly used. And these are going to be great for blending in the graphite on the paper and creating a skin tone or texture from the graphite. So you're going to want to have to buy one of these. And these are tortillons. They're made from a different material, I think different type of paper. They're a lot heavier, and these work great for areas around the eye or the nose or the nostrils. They're pretty useful. And this one right here works great for areas around the eye, the iris. And for your eraser, you're going to want to get a kneaded eraser. This is a very important tool for getting really realistic look into your drawing. You could shape it in any shape or form. You're mostly going to want to be molding it to a point, and this area is going to accentuate your highlights and really your highlights and your reflections and your semitones. It's going to lighten the graphite. It's a great tool. And here, these are your just used kneaded erasers, and when they start looking like this, you're going to want to really throw them away. They're going to be really rough and dark, and they won't be very useful. And for your general use eraser, just any plastic eraser will do. I'm fond of Mars plastic erasers, and you can get these ones at most art stores. They're very common, and this is for covering really vast areas on the paper around the face and stuff. And for paper, it's really specific to what sort of size or weight. There's a lot of things with paper, but any standard paper will probably do. Just the specifics that I use: 18 by 24, 70-pound paper. It's sort of the medium. It's not too light and it's not too heavy, and it's not too thin and it's not too thick. And you might want to consider getting one or two of these brands. And Canson is probably my favorite. Really gives a nice texture, and the blending works really great on Canson. And in summary, all these art supplies, they can be purchased online or perhaps an art store that's near you, but they will be online at places like Dick Blick or Michaels or Aaron's Brothers, of course. So what you'll need: the bare essentials, bare minimum: an H pencil, at least 3 to 4 B pencils, and a kneaded eraser. So an H pencil, like a 2H, 3 to 4 B pencils, maybe a 2B, a 4B, and a 9B. And you're going to need a plastic eraser, some paper, however you want. You can try using one of my brands, or a blending tool, so a tortilla, tissue paper, probably the most available, and a blending stone. And that's it. So I hope this helped, and thanks for watching.